Hi everyone. Hope this video finds you well, but if it doesn't, then you've definitely come to the right place. So this practice, I'm going to aim for about a half-hour practice that will be a really lovely, loving, compassionate way of dropping into the body, feeling what's there, turning the energy in on yourself, spending some alone time. So if you are recovering from illness or overwhelm, anxiety, maybe good old heartbreak, or if you're suffering in an ongoing way from some kind of condition that leaves you feeling depleted, then hopefully this will help both rest and re-energize a little. And at the very least, a sense of connecting back with your inner world, seeing what's happening in your body, heart, mind, and just in itself that can be a really loving thing to give yourself. So I've got some different props here. So I've got a blanket that's rolled up. You could use a towel. I have an eye pillow. That's not essential. Don't know if we're going to be using all these, but a couple of flat blocks might be useful, and maybe a brick block. We're going to start by sitting on one or other of these. I like a brick block. Just briefly sitting before we come down low. I've also got a little foam thing to put under my head, but you could use a pillow as well. And because I want to give myself a little extra love, I've put a blanket over my mat. It kind of sometimes helps when you don't feel like doing proper practice to pop a blanket over to give that extra kind of incentive to get down onto the mat. So that's what that's there for. I've got my beads, and also I'm bringing the energy of a goddess that I've been working with called Dumavati. So I've got her yantra here, and Dumavati represents qualities of aloneness and the wisdom that can come from alone time, darkness, void practices, resting in the self, and resting in a place where you can start to separate your essence self from everything else going on. So she's a really great one. We're going to be using the mantra Dhum, D-H-U-M, Dhum, which is Dumavati's bija, and her name Dumavati means, Duma means smoke, Vati means holder, so she's a smoke holder. So smoke is all pervasive, and the idea is that it obscures things that aren't actually really real, and it she brings to light, or almost puts a screen up around all the things we don't need to be looking at so that we can see what's really real. So it's a little bit paradoxical, because you would think of maybe smoke as being something that obscures things you need to see, right? But it's almost with her paradoxically the other experience. So if that works for you, if you want to have the idea of Dumavati, she's also an old, wizened, wise, old hag. If you want to have her in the back of your mind, it's quite nice to have a goddess that isn't young, beautiful and buxom and, you know, with some kind of male god consort. It's quite nice to channel Dumavati, especially if you're feeling a little bit under your peak self. It's reminding us that there's wisdom in age, there's hidden beauty, you know, beyond the external beauty of youth. So you can use her or you don't have to. We can just use the sound Dhum and the same benefits will trickle down and in. So let's come to our seat. I'm going to sit on a block. Find any comfy seat. So for me, I like to bring one heel in front of the other, but you could come to a regular cross-legged pose. If you're not sitting on anything, that's fine, as long as you feel really upright from the root to the crown. But if you feel a little bit slumped, you know, a little bit kind of closed, it's good to have something under the bum so that you can raise up a little. So feeling into the sitting bones, maybe taking the fleshy part of your buttocks out of the way, and hopefully that should allow for a sense of rising through the crown, So we're really getting a sense of our centre of gravity. And however you're feeling now, you know, you may be feeling jittery, exhausted, sad, you know, you may have aches in your heart, you may be tight. All of that's fine. Bring that all to this moment and just allow it to be there. So just taking a moment with a few deeper breaths. And a few sighs, just to kind of check in. Inviting your whole self into the practice. Your whole self into the space. Even maybe the parts of yourself that you tend to banish or avoid, just let them be here. Just invite them in with a little kindness. You might take a hand to the heart and another hand to the belly to help that sense of connection, holding ourselves. We're there for ourselves for the next few minutes. So you can keep these deeper breaths rolling, and if anxiety is something you've been dealing with, or jitters, it's really helpful to activate the vagus nerve by doing a little bit of forceful sigh, or kind of a really nice open mouth breath out. Yes. And you might even take a little tiger breath, lioness breath, which is to stick the tongue all the way out, really stretch the jaw, really lovely for the jaw, and gazing up between the eyebrows with either the eyes open or closed. It looks really ugly, and I really like this practice. It reminds me of Dumavati, the outer ugly form, the inner sort of fire, the warrior. We don't need to look pretty all the time as well. We can be real, especially if there's some difficult stuff inside the body or inside in the emotions. We can allow that to just escape out a little bit. So if you want to join me, we'll do 2 lion's breaths. I think they're called lion's breaths. Yeah. Simhasana, yeah. So deep breath in. That's it, really squeezing all the air out from the belly as well. So another one, deep breath in. Amazing, and allowing the breath to settle, allowing the hands to sit somewhere on the legs. Just allowing the energy to settle back down to the seat, dropping that energy down. You might take a little movement, rocking side to side on the sitting bones. Remembering to stay open across the chest and tall through the crown. Just watching as your breath returns to its version of normal, whatever that is. And if it's uncomfortable to focus on the breath, that's fine. We can just be focused on the feeling of our fingertips, perhaps you taking a mudra, the feeling of all the parts of the body that are touching the support, and almost imagining the support of the ground is rising up to meet the body. Okay. A couple more breaths here. Lovely. Let's take the hands to the heart. You can make a connection of between the thumbs and the heart space, even do a little massage there, just really connecting into the heart space. Saying I'm there for myself right now. A little gratitude for having made it to sit here right now. And we're going to start by taking a breath in. We're going to take our first mantra in a minute. But to begin with, we're just going to take a breath in and we're going to hum out. So our whole exhale will just be a hum, super easy. There's no wrong way to do this. It's just a breath in together with me now. Let's take 3. Number 2. And last one. Allowing the breath to roll naturally, just imagining that humming sound spreading from the heart space, from the chest out into the limbs, down into the arms, fingertips, perhaps even escaping beyond the fingertips and out. And similarly down into the seat, down through the legs, into the feet, toes, and perhaps even beyond the toes. So we've got this moving, buzzing energy, starting to create a little bit of a buzz in the body, a little bit of movement where perhaps there's been stasis or stuckness. If you wish, you can rest the hands again. So we're continuing to sit tall through the crown and grounded into our seat, but everything around that central alignment should feel quite relaxed. So we're not forcing anything. You can even have a little move to see where the centre is for you. So we might take a few movements around centre to come back to the midline. Chin might be slightly tucked to allow the crown to rise. Shoulder blades dropping down the back. Got a sense of openness here. And again, if you want to test, am I open, am I closed? You can play with this opening, perhaps looking up a little, and a little bit of closing. So I'm going to do that. You can join me if you wish, or you can stay still. So breath in and looking up and opening, taking the backs of the hands towards the back of the room. And then closing, bringing the backs of the hands towards each other, really closing in the heart space, protecting the heart space. Perhaps 1 or 2 more times here like this. And again, bringing the breath in, if you like, the breathing out through the mouth like a there we go. So often in life we've got this play between opening and closing. In terms of our cycle, if we're women cycling, or in terms of our energy, sometimes we feel more out, sometimes we feel like closing, and it's really nice to be aware of the need to go either way, and also where's the middle. So just having a little feel, see if you can find now where your central line is, and then really relaxed around that core. Hopefully coming to a little bit of a sense of peace within the body, maybe not, but hopefully moving a little is getting some energy moving. We're going to work with doom now, so we're going to take a few rounds of doom. We're just going to really enjoy the sound, and perhaps we might have a sense of clarity developing. Smoke screens on the things that we can leave outside of our consciousness for now, distractions or stories, or even maybe pain. We can have the pain in our body, but not allowed to distract us from our practice. So it can be there, and we can allow it to be there without it hijacking the experience, is what I mean. Not that we're pushing pain away, but that it's not hijacking and taking over. Or we can just enjoy the sound doom. So let's take 5 rounds of doom. I'll do 1 and then we'll do 5 together, or you can just chant it inwardly. But I really recommend you use your voice if you can, because it's such a powerful vibrational experience if you do. So you can take the hands onto the body or to the heart. Check in with what you prefer. We're going to take a deep breath in. I'll do 1 and then we'll take a breath in and we'll do 5 together. Deep breath in to prepare. Sorry. Allowing the breath to settle, allowing the hands to rest on the legs, staying with that vibrational sound, doom, again allowing it to travel through the whole body, perhaps beyond the body. Perhaps with this circulating of the sound doom, you can also be checking in with parts of the body. First going to the obvious places that are grabbing your attention, so any discomfort or pain. And of course, if you are uncomfortable in your seat now, you can change your seated position. But checking in with any obvious areas that are calling you for attention. And then equally spreading out from those places to all the places that are either comfortable or numb. So just take a few cycles of breath to allow doom to travel through the body. Not doom, doomy doom doom. Doom, this lovely sound, this lovely resonant sound, and checking in with all those areas of tension, areas of relaxation, and areas of numbness, bringing your whole body into this experience. Almost as you breathe, you're expanding awareness to all of those areas. Lovely, and just remembering for the final couple of breaths that the ribs open to the side and to the back as well as to the front. So as we breathe, have a sense of opening in all directions, just for a couple of breaths. Lovely, okay. If your eyes have been closed, you can gently open them, but try and have a sense of staying in that space in the body, that sense of awareness of your whole being in the space. As you open your eyes, you could look around you and just see what's in your immediate surroundings, just without reaching out into the space, just sort of feeling what's there, allowing it to come to you. So I'm seeing plants, yoga materials, eye pillow, I'm seeing my own legs, Buddha, box of tissues, white walls, clock, plants. Okay, let's come off our lift. We're going to come down to the floor shortly, but before we do that, let's just briefly bring the legs out in front of us. Don't worry too much if you can't sit super upright as we have been, so you could take the buttock flesh out and back again. If you're a little bit like this, that's fine, because what we're going to do is rub the legs. And you can kind of have a sense of going into a full bend and out again. Just be aware of the lower back if there's anything really pinchy. Bend the knees slightly. Let's go all the way down to the toes. Give each toe a little bit of tension. This is my version today of an energy bath. Just also becoming really aware of everything physical. Give everything a little rub. We could press into the insides of the arch here, which is connected with the heart space. Just taking that time. If you need to bring your foot closer for that, that's fine. And then rubbing the whole tops of the legs, bending the knees and rubbing the whole backs of the legs. We lift up each butt cheek, give a little rub, rubbing the lower back with the hands, moving around to the belly. Let's leave no stone unturned. I don't mind if you want to cross your legs now, if it's more comfortable. We're working up the belly, around the diaphragm area. Another option, if you feel like you really need something a bit more dynamic, is patting. So I'll leave that option up to you, or tapping. So I really like to tap around the chest, collarbone area, quite nice. So what we're doing here is moving energy, encouraging, free movement. And any areas that you find that feel really like they need a bit of extra love and attention, please take extra time. I'm round at the sides of the body now. I'm going to go up and over each shoulder with the opposite hand so I can get to the back. It's also giving me a little stretch of the arms. And then I'm going to go down each arm. So as you take your hands over your arms, or wherever you are on the body, just be stroking your arms, or touching your own arms and hands as if you really love yourself, as if this is someone really tender to you. Hopefully you are tender to yourself, but it's not always easy, right? We can swap arms via the hands here, going up the other arm. Lovely. We could just cup the hand over the armpit and give that a little bash. Quite nice to move energy around there, that system there. Okay, we can scritch the head. We don't want to leave the head out, do we? Remember that crown of the head that's been rising up? Just give it a moment of scritching, and all the way around from there out to the sides. Give yourself a new hairdo maybe. And rubbing the back of the neck. And then we can take these two fingers either side of the ears, take a little bit of a massage down the face and anywhere else on the face that you want to. I will fix my hair in a minute. Again, a little tapping might be nice, or a little rubbing at the temples, third eye. Really nice to focus between the eyebrows here and have a sense of opening up this intuitive door whilst kind of befuddling the thoughts a little with the tapping over the head or the rubbing over the head. Yeah? So we're giving the thinking mind a chance to rest. We're putting a smoke screen up on that, and we're allowing intuition to prevail. Okay, lovely. If there's any stretch you need to take a stretch now, and then we're going to come down to lying down, and we're going to remain there for the next few minutes. Okay. I should have said, as we come down, let's bring our sausage blanket to the mat first. So we're going to bring it under the equivalent of where your bra line might be, so just towards the tip of the shoulder blades. We don't need our cushion for our head right now, but we might do it in a minute. I'm going to keep that close to me. And we might want an eye pillow as well in a bit. So coming down, positioning that blanket so that you can really feel a nice connection between the blanket and the bottom portion of the shoulder blades. And then we're going to take the arms somewhere
higher than shoulder height if we can. So we can start by just rocking side to side with the knees, with the feet on the floor, rocking the knees side to side, just to help us find connection with our support here. You might immediately, like me, feel some crunkling going on in the shoulder blades. That's fine, so just breathe. See if you can breathe yourself down into your support. Eventually bringing the legs to stillness, you can knock the knees together. And eventually stretching each heel out and away from you towards the bottom corners of your mat. Nice and generous gap between your feet. Landing here. And then the focus is on surrender, release, trust, shraddha. What can you release here through the breath? Is the back of the head relaxed? Is the space inside the head relaxed? The brow, the face, the jaw, the tongue, the neck, the shoulders and the tops of the arms, the lower arms, hands, fingers, the chest. Is the diaphragm relaxed? Is the belly relaxing back towards the spine? Is it soft? Feeling that place where the blanket meets the back. How heavy can you feel in that place? And is the back, parts of the back that aren't in contact with the support, are they relaxed? Are they releasing? Pelvis, groin, pubis, buttocks, the legs, thighs, knees, calves, ankles, feet and toes, are they all releasing, surrendering? If you feel yourself holding on, just take another deeper breath and release it into the ground. The earth is here to meet you. The earth will always be here to hold you. Feeling a sense of your entire body on the floor, as if you're looking down from above at the whole body, tingling, glowing with this sound, doom, reverberating, vibrating in the body, through all the limbs and beyond the body into the space around you, your energetic field. So we're going to bring the hands together without moving from our lying down position, and we're going to take the thumbs to the third eye space, and we're going to chant doom 3 more times here. It might feel different, obviously lying down. Don't worry about how it may be a little odd. Just enjoy the sound. I'll chant once and then we'll chant 5 times together. Doom. Doom. Deep breath in to prepare. Doom. Removing the hands from their position at the third eye, just putting the feet on the floor near the bottom, pushing into the feet and taking your roll of blanket out, landing the whole back on the floor. Perhaps now you grab for your little pillow for under the head, your eye pillow, if you want to be super comfortable. All of this without disturbing yourself too much. Then you can either keep your feet to the floor, but nice and wide apart, maybe taking the feet a little further from the body and knocking the knees together so that you're not holding in the groins. Or you can take the feet back out in a full Shavasana. Lovely, people, well done. Taking your time to get super comfortable. At this point you might want to pause and put something under the knees if you want to relax down, but it's a little bit uncomfortable in the knees or the low back. You could place a bolster or something or a pillow under your knees. And then when you're comfortable, we're just going to be here. We're going to tuck the shoulder blades down the back. We're going to take the hands onto the body or out to the side. We're going to allow the feet to drop out to the side if they're on the floor, if your legs are laid out on the floor. And we're going to drop into the stillness and darkness of the body. We're going to allow a sense of this beautiful incense, this smoke, to pervade the body and beyond the body. Perhaps if you're burning incense, you can take a deep breath, have a sense of that smell, really taking over your whole experience, burning away or screening off any of the thoughts or the stories which distract you from your true essence, which is always here, still watching, calm, the eye of the storm. You can allow any discomfort to be there with kindness towards yourself, just saying, yeah, I see you there. And right now I'm just dropping into darkness and the breath. Shraddha, meaning trust in the breath, trust in yourself, trust in the earth beneath you, and trust in the body to heal. Our bodies have this amazing ability to heal if we just take time and space. Feeling where the breath is most easily discernible, so it may be in the nostrils, or the chest, or the belly. Finding that point of focus and just staying with it for another few breaths. Everything else can be soft. You can stay where you are. I'm going to come to sit, to sing to you as you lie there. Feeling you can receive what you need in this moment. Your body, your mind, your heart can receive what they need. Body needs to heal. Let the body heal. Body wants to feel. Let the body feel. Body needs to heal. Let the body heal. Body wants to feel. Let the body feel. Body wants to speak. Let the body speak. Body needs to sleep. Let the body sleep. Body wants to speak. Let the body speak. Body wants to sleep. Let the body sleep. Taking some slower, deeper breaths. In your time, starting to move fingertips, toes, perhaps moving the face, stretching, taking any other natural movement that you need, listening from the heart space, and then removing any props and coming onto your side, curling up in a ball. You may have the eyes closed, that's fine. You might want to cup the hands over the face and open the eyes into the hand space. And then when you're ready, perhaps after I finish talking and I have said goodbye, you can find your way really gently up to sitting and take your time to move back into the world. Take your time, let the world come to you. Hope you have a healthy, happy day. Namaste.